Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of Satisfactory. As I said at the end of the previous episode, the only thing I did outside of recording is that I cut down some trees, gathered some leaves and wood, so that we can make the solid biofuel. And since, gathering all of that is a little bit boring to record, I skipped that. But other than that, I did not touch anything else. No resource nodes, no enemies, nothing, so we can start back where we were. So today, we're probably gonna try to make reinforced iron plates with the iron node that we've got here. And maybe rotors so that we can build the assemblers. I've unlocked the Mark II belts just for the little setup that I did right here with the solid biofuel. We've got a container full of leaves and the other one is full of wood, and they're going into constructors making biomass, and then the biomass into this one making solid biofuel. This one's running at 50%, so in total we're making 90 solid biofuel per minute, which we needed a level 2 belt to put in there. We should have a couple, yeah, so we should be fine for a while. Alright, the only problem that we're going to encounter soon is, yeah, as you can see, power. We are going to be needing a little bit more power. That should sustain us for a while. Alright, so in order to build reinforced iron plates, which we need for constructors, we're going to need to unlock a milestone for the part assembly, which is a tier 2 part assembly, which is going to unlock the assembler, the copper sheet, the rotors, modular frames, and the smart plating, which is the first space elevator part. So let's select that milestone. Let's see what we're missing. Oh, looks like our transport is coming back from where I sent the level 2 belt. So we're going to be missing some screws, some plates, and some cable. While we're here, let's grab some iron wire. These are screws. Good. Plenty of plates. And finally, some rods. Alright, let's put all of this in the hub terminal. Send it away.
Milestone reached.
Alright, we now have access to the assembler. It requires rotors and 8 reinforced iron plates to produce one assembler. since we're going to need to look at the recipes, might as well craft 3 more plates and 4 rotors. Rotors are made from rods and screws as the basic formula. There's also alternate recipes, but we don't have any at the moment. So like I said in the previous video, since the billable on my hotbar at the bottom, 1 is the constructor, but if I just press E, it switches to the assembler, so I don't have to go into the queue build and look for more manufacturers. I just press the constructor and then press E, it switches to the assembler, and then I can build it. So let's see, reinforced iron plates. For 5 per minute, we need 30 plates and 60 screws. So right now we are making more than that, but not quite enough. We're making 120 screws per minute, so we could fill 2 assemblers. However, we are only making 40 plates per minute, so we're missing 20. Then our entire stack of screws would be gone, we wouldn't have any spares, and the plates as well. So what we'll do is we'll tap onto the next iron node and just build it from scratch from this node right here. Should be enough for 1 assembler maybe. Now I saw that there was a power shard, a power slug, right up here, so let's go get it so we can unlock it in the MAM, because that's going to be the next milestone we're going to be researching. Here it is.
This semi-slug seems to emit unfamiliar energy readings which could potentially be retrofitted into Fix-It technology. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
There you go, new research tree access in the MAM. I believe there's another one nearby, because we're gonna need 2. Oh, there's also a crashed pod right here, so let's go see what's resources we can find here. So, crash sites like this are scattered across the map. There must be at least, I would say, 40 of them, maybe more. And they always have, well, not always, but 99% of them have resources scattered around them, like wire, reinforced iron plates, screws, sometimes computers, you can have motors, a bunch of stuff really. And so it helps you a lot in the early game to build stuff if you don't want to manually craft it all. And then if you look inside the drop pod, you will see that repairs are needed. It needs 1 modular frames, so that we could open it and get out the hard drive that's inside. And since we just unlocked the modular frame recipe, we should be able to craft one. Yep, there you go. Hello, Mr. Bean. And there you go, hard drive. So we'll have a hard drive available for the
Data on
map.
the hard drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
Just making sure that I'm not leaving any resources behind. I don't think so. I think we grabbed everything. Alright. Just need to find one more power slug, and I think there's one nearby somewhere. Oh, yep, there it is. Good thing about the night sky is that power slugs are very visible. Alright, we've got our 2 power slugs. That will allow us to unlock the power shard and the underclocking and overclocking. Which we won't be doing any overclocking at the moment because we don't have the power grid to support overclocking. Since when you put power shards into a machine to overclock it, most likely you want to put it on a miner or like an extractor that extract resources. You don't really want to put it on a constructor or a smelter because the easiest way to increase production would be just to build another machine. Putting a power shard in one of those machines and upping the production to like 150 to 100% or 250% if you've got 3 power shards in the machine actually increases the power consumption of said building to like double fold and sometimes even higher. I think it's exponential. The only machines I think that are not applied to exponential are power, if, let's say coal generator or nuclear. That's linear, but yeah. So our pod came back. We're gonna unlock the MAM, which is the field research.
The map has...
Oh yeah, the map is now available. So as you can see, this is where we are. Spire Coast is the biome that's right up to our north. Then we've got the Rocky Desert on our left, and we are right in the middle, near the chasm. We've got oil access nearby when we get to oil, so it's a pretty good spot. But now what we need is the MAM. Molecular Analysis Machine. We have power slugs. Let's research that real quick. So researching that allows us to build power shards. So with the other power slug that we picked up, we'll build 1 power shard. And then if we go back to the power slug and we go right here, we have the overclock production, which allows overclocking and also underclocking. We also have slug scanning that we could research. We just have to pick up a few more screws. Buildings can now be overclocked with the use of power shards. Yes, there you go. And also, now if you go look into a machine, you'll see that this is new. You've got your clock speed, so the speed of the machine that's running at 100% gives us 30 items per minute. You can change that. It will also change what the machine can produce. For example, let's go back to our solid biofuel constructor that's running at 50%. Instead of having it power on and off constantly, all we have to do, since it's already running at 50%, is put it at 50%. There you go. So instead of producing 60 solid biofuel per minute, it will produce us 30. But its efficiency should rise up to 100% because we've lowered it to 50% capacity. Now, the wood here from our... Oh, we're out of wood. It takes 60 woods, but it produces 300 biomass. We do not have 300 belt. Level 4 belts are not something that we're going to aim for biofuel anyway, so I just let it run and it will consume wood at its own pace. What else can we unlock? Base building. The sink. Let's finish tier 1, I guess. Actually, I want to test something. I saw a YouTuber say that you can put all of the resources all at once and then send them all one by one without having to wait for the delay. Because every time you send your drop pod into space, you have to wait for a certain amount of time before it comes back, before you can send another milestone. But I saw that somebody was able to do it without calling it back. Or waiting for it, I should say. So long as you put all of the resources in it prior to it. So now I have 2 of them, and then jump pads. Yeah, we're not going to do jump pads. Alright, so if I go back to base building, select the milestone, send it, then I go back
Milestone
to
reached. You have unlocked
resourcing.
several structures aimed to
Select
provide
it.
the first needed.
Oh, yeah, there you go. We've unlocked both.
Milestone reached. You have been given early access to the anti-funneling.
Cool. So that works. So we've unlocked the awesome sink and awesome shop. Basically, you put resources. If you've got too many resources, normally you do that, I would say mid-game. Anything that's excess that you're not using, or anything that's not going into a storage bin, you can put it inside one of the awesome sinks, which is a very large machine, but it's got one input. You put it in, it crushes it and gives you tickets, and then with those tickets you're able to go into the awesome shop and then unlock a bunch of organization like signs, lights. You can have conveyor wall holes, conveyor floor holes, wall power outlets and stuff like that to help build a good looking factory, or simply to make it look better than just having spaghetti everywhere. You unlock the Mark IIs, like I said. Ah, there it is, the lookout tower. Much better view when you're building, especially on foundation. Oh, foundation. This is what we unlocked as well. Yeah, there you go. So now we'll be able to start building factories on foundation, which is a lot easier to manage and to make efficient, in my opinion. Alright, so there's also the fact that we could double the production of both of these miners if we put a Mark II belt coming out of here, because it's producing 120, but we only have a Mark I. But we'll do that once we send... should we do it now? Maybe in the other episode. Let's just get some reinforced iron plates because I don't want to have to craft them indefinitely. Little light. Is the sun coming up? Alright, so I guess we could build it on the ground since everything is on the ground right now. Mark 1 miner on a pure node, making 120 per minute. Now this one, we will use the Mark II belt because we're building from scratch. So, 120, each smelter takes 30, same process as earlier, except this time we'll need 4 smelters, and we'll need 2 splitters. Splitters actually. So we take 120, split it into 2, so that's 60 each, split into 2 again, 30 each, 30 each, 4 smelters. Same thing for the belt. If I pick Mark 1, I can just press E and it changes to a Mark 2. So I'm just switching to Mark 1 for the rest because we don't need Mark 2s, only for the output of the miner. The rest can all be Mark 1s. Here we go. It's all making iron ingots. Copy the settings. 4 smelters producing iron ingots. Perfect. As you can see, sometimes they slip. Alright, so we're gonna need iron plates, and we're gonna need screws for the reinforced iron plates. Oh, hello, pod. And I said in what kind of order? Uh, 30 plates, 60 screws. Okay, so if each constructor is making 20 plates, so 20, 20, 20, that would be 60, that would be 2 assemblers, and then this one, that could actually work. Alright, well, let's try it. Constructor. Okay. Are you gonna go away, or I'm gonna have to kill you? I think, you know, he's been living the good life, but I think it's time for you to go.
The
Sorry.
remains of this creature might shed light on how to increase
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, wait. Is it just because we didn't have any? Oh. Well, that's just because we didn't have any iron plates. Alright, so that works. So all of these will be making plates. For 60 plates total. And then this smelter will split into two constructors of screws. But now we're running out of space. Yeah, nah. I guess we'll have to send it this way. Aww. Here we go. So 30 ingots, 15 each, making rods. Total of 30 rods. So what do? We do the same thing that we did for the other screws. Merge them, split them into 3. We're going to be blocking the other iron node, but for now, it doesn't really matter. Does it? I'll put it facing through the rock cliff. This is ugly, but for now it will do. So we'll be making 3 times 40, which is 120, which is exactly what we need for the 2 assemblers. Which, yeah, let's build them right here. Here's one. I'm gonna be missing 4 rotors for the second one, which we can easily craft. Yes. Now we have our 2 assemblers making reinforced iron plates. All we gotta do is do the exact same setup that I did for the 2 bins, but instead of sending them into bins, we'll send them into the assemblers. So the middle one will be split into 2, sending 20 on each side. So each assemblers will receive 60 screws, and then we'll merge all 3. Or we could merge all 3 and then split into 2 as well. That would be less splitters and mergers. Right. Let's do that instead. Since we have the Mark II belt, this is now possible. So merger. Just like so. Splitter will be right here. Now we need to make this a Mark II belt. And voila. So we have the screws being fed. Now we just need to bring the plate. And this is 60, so that can fit on a Mark I belt. Oh, it doesn't touch. Perfect. Here we go. So now we just need to power it up and put everything that's coming out of the assemblers into a bin. But before we power it up, we're probably going to need more power. That should give us 10 reinforced iron plates per minute, with 1 node of pure iron ore and a Mark I miner. Let's deal with the cables first. Oh yeah, I have 3 constructors right here to power as well. Okay, so that's just gas that we're missing somewhere because I haven't touched any of the power lines yet. One of them ran out. This one ran out. Oh, these 2 are about to run out as well. Oh yeah, forgot. Since we have enough time, let's put the hard drive in the MAM. Okay, so let's... 83 megawatts is what we need. 83 megawatts on our power line. So before connecting it to the main power line, let's see how much free excess power we're producing. Capacity 140, consuming... it's fluctuating, but 100. So we don't have enough biomass burners. 2 more should do the trick. 15 each for now should be fine. Now to find a power pole that is not fully used. Oh, there you go. .200 capacity max. We should be fine now to connect. So now that we know if we run out of power, we can just cut that line and we can reset the whole factory. Alright, so the miner is sending the ore is being split, and the smelters should be... yep, there you go. We have some iron plates being made. Iron ingots from this foundry are being split here to make rods. How's the power looking? Consuming 140. Capacity is 180. Wait, did one die again? I thought we had 200 capacity. Oh yeah, those 2 died. Well, if possible, I'll leave those 2 out, because they don't produce as much as the normal biomass burner. We'll see. I think we should be fine. 120 screws per minute. This belt is flowing flawlessly. Perfect. One of the assembler is now online. There's our first famous last word. There's always a problem with power. I guess I'll just build another biomass burner. I'm running out of space. Alright, I guess I'll just fill the one that's over here. Here we go. Do you mind? I'm working here. How much more solid biofuel we got? Oh wow, okay. We'll be good for a while. Alright, so we've got our reinforced iron plates being automated. And now all we're missing is time. We just have to wait for them to build up so that we can have some spare. In the meantime, what else can we do? We need rotors to be automated. Rotors takes rods and they take screws. Right. We have another untouched node of iron. But I don't think the recipe for that will be as easy as it is for reinforced iron plate. Because as you can see, one node of iron ore on pure is easily capable of making 2 assemblers of reinforced iron plates that we just built. But I don't think, if I remember correctly, that we could do the same for rotors because the recipe is different. Rotors, 20 iron rods, yep, here we go. 20 rods, 100 screws. This is where it gets a bit complicated. Because there's no way we can easily make 100 screws. We could use the 120 that we're making, take 20 of it and put it in the bin, and send the 100 into one of the assemblers. That would work. We could do that. We would still be storing some screws and some rods. We don't need that much screws. I already have the infrastructure for it, so I think that's what we'll do. We'll pick up all the screws and put them in this one. Except for one stack. This one is already splitting in 2, so we'll have 20 of it go into a bin. So now we just gotta figure out how to make them all merge together. That will do. So 20 here, 20 there, plus 40 and 40, that's 100 screws. So all we need is the assembler. So we don't have to make this right here. We could build it a little bit further. Alright. This will be making rotors, and now we only need 20 rods. How many were we storing? 30. Okay, perfect. Oh, right. If I only want 5 out, I'll have to split it into 3. You know, do I want 10 out? 15, 20? Yeah, I want 10 out. Oh. How am I going to do this? Split into 3, merge into 2. Right. Okay, so 15 is coming out of this constructor. We only need 5 more added to this one to make 20. So 15 divided by 3 will be 5 on each. So this one needs to merge with this one in a merger somewhere, which we could make going that way since the assembler is right there. Yeah, that will do. It's a little bit crooked, but... Alright, so we have our 20 rods being merged here, and then we need to bring that one to the assembler that's right there. We'll just spaghetti our way there. The machine? No. There you go. Through another belt. I don't really like it, but for now it will do. Alright, so we have our rods, we have our screws, we just need a container. And then this guy needs to split 20 screws into a container as well, because I have all those screws here. So let's double stack containers. As I said, not the prettiest of setup, but for now it will have to do. Why do we need to power this one? Or not? What is this? Oh. Let's fill all of them. I missed any. There we go. %, because of the iron plates. It's receiving enough, so it's getting there. And we already have, yeah, this is working fine. Alright, so we now have automated 2 of the more complicated parts of the early game, the reinforced iron plates and the rotors. We'll need a lot of rotors for the assemblers that we're going to build, so, oh, I need to power it. Power poles anywhere that are empty in this mess of power poles. Yes. And there we go. Efficiency is already at 100% because it knows it's got enough resources. And there's our first rotor. Let's go look how messy it is from above. It looks very compact, but it's messy. But at least it's working. Alright, so we've got quartz notes over there that we could exploit later. We're not going to focus on that yet, although we could unlock the legs. I don't remember what's the name of it. Let's go do that real quick. Now, when you're building foundations, which is cool, there's a zoop mode. Press the R build mode button. You can switch from default, which will build them one by one, or if you build by zoop, you can actually build more than one at the same time. Right now I can only build 3 because I'm missing concrete. Grab some of that real quick. But we'll be able to build multiple foundations at once with the zoop. Up to 10. There's a maximum of 10. Raw quartz, pure node.
This mineral shows purity levels akin to synthetic quartz manufactured on Earth and can be used to improve communication and exploration technologies. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
Alright, let's check the MAM. We also got a new recipe that we didn't check. There you go. Ah, there's the recipe that I was talking to you about in the latest episode. That you could switch from iron ingot to screws directly, skipping all of the iron rods. Well, might as well grab it. It's one of the best recipes early game. And let's see, quartz, we need 10 to unlock it. Let's do it. And there they are, the blade runners. So we need 20 rock quartz to unlock silica and some new product in the shop, which I believe are windows. And once that's done, we need 10 frames and 50 silica to make those beautiful legs. How much can we craft right now? We need 10 frames, 50 silica. So let's see. Frames, we've got enough. Let's build 9 more. They come in batch of 2, so I guess it would be 5 crafts. Here we go, and then 50 silica, we have enough for 100. Perfect. Quartz and research. Perfect. Alright, Blade Runners are made in the equipment workshop. What do they require? They take 20 silica. I think we can craft that. Oh, we can only craft 15. Well. That should do it. And we need 3 rotors. Perfect. The Blade Runners allow you to run faster, jump higher, and if you do the power slide, you'll go over longer distances. This helps a lot for traversing terrain and Spaghetti Factory. See how easier it is? How faster it is? Beautiful. Oh yeah. Huge improvement. Alright, so that will be it for episode 2. I'll try to make the episodes shorter than my first episode. 2 hours was a little long, and it may have discouraged a couple of people, so I'll try to shorten up my episodes. In the next episode, we'll try to make the... well, we'll not try, we will make the space elevator parts that we need, and the space elevator itself, which is massive. As you can see, it takes a lot of resources, but it takes a lot of space. Send it into, with the smart plating, we'll put all the resources into this space elevator, and then require Tech 3 and 4, which will allow us to get the coal power early on and get automated power going, so we don't have to farm for leaves and woods all the time. Off screen, I'll probably have to do another tree deforestation, get some more leaves and wood that I'll put into the constructors so that we can have more solid biofuel for the moment, because we're gonna need it. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.